Okay, I have to do my intro. Everybody shut up. Super Cyber Funhouse Friday is still here. I mean, technically this is it, but we have to do baby versions of it just for 2 weeks while we do a little bit of rebranding. So I was like, you know what? Why don't we go check out some Reddit? You guys have been submitting it nonstop. Now I've brought in my faithful assistants. Here they are. Everyone say hi. They're over here. They'll be helping me out today to figure out if these people truly are the jerk. God, I hate myself. I haven't read this one yet, but the title is so
juicy.
Now, I want to remind you, people submit these stories about their lives and the people in their lives on their own admission. Not only are they sharing it, but they're asking a direct question. The question, of course, is, am I the jerk for doing XYZ? I'm sure you've seen it on a lot of creator channels before. I haven't done this in a long time, but there's some good stuff up here. Let's see what's going on. This one says, am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to go to his ex's funeral? Hold on. First impressions. I get it, but this is bad. Imagine being so insecure that the woman has passed away and you still don't want anything to do with her. I don't know. Like, sounds crazy, but let's see what's in the story. I'll admit I'm biased right off the bat. I couldn't stand her. I call her his ex to myself and others. He called her his friend. We are all in our early 40s. She died recently from an aneurysm. I've been with him for 10 years now, but he'd known her for 20 plus. Ugh. Yeah, dude. If you've been with your partner even for 10 years, you're going to get insecure for somebody that has 20 or 30 years of history. You shouldn't, but a lot of people would. I actually don't excuse it. I'm like, yeah, I've heard this before. Also, wait, is she not even actually an ex? Is this like one of those scenarios where your girlfriend gets mad about everything and says, oh yeah, your little girlfriend over there? The way he tells it, they were friends in college, decided to date, okay, got married, then realized they weren't a great couple, and then decided to just be friends. All that happened years before I met him. He was clear early on that she was important. Oh, no. A couple months into dating, it came up that his friend was actually his ex-wife. He explained the above to me, saying she was one of his closest friends, and it was purely platonic. I expressed some discomfort at him being so close to an ex, and he told me that's fine. If you have a serious issue with it, let me know now and save us some time. I'll choose her. I like you, but I've known her for over 12 years, and she's one of the most important people in my life. You'll have to be okay with that if you want it to be a thing. Hey, wait a minute. I know that the lady has passed away now, but this happened before she passed away. And I would have to pack my bags and leave. I would no longer be here. I would check, please. 1 in the chat, if you would have left after he said that. 2 in the chat, if you would have maybe tried the relationship out anyways. That doesn't really intimidate you. Girl, I'm a 1. For the plot girls that are a 3, I see you guys. I know you're out there. The 3s are the girls that say, let me see if I can make him love me more so that I can get my self-worth for that situation. I know the 3s are out there. I'm giving you guys representation. When we were engaged, I asked again. He gave me this perplexed look and asked, why would us getting married affect my friendship? Girl, I sucked it up and went along. I resented every moment of knowing her, especially when we had to be social. She understood some part of him that I couldn't. Her husband was friends with mine as well, so it's not like I could use him as an angle. Ugh. He'd have lunch with the ex. They'd go to their geeky movies and whatever. No, this is a hard stop for me. I would have never been in this situation. The few times I brought it up, he said, we had this conversation before. You had your chance to back out. She died after they had lunch the other day on the way to her car. He spent a bunch of time crying, but honestly, I was relieved. Ooh, girl, you can't say that. Jesus is watching. He was working with her husband on funeral planning. I told him, you don't think you're going, do you? Oh, hold on. This is where she's losing me. My argument summed up. She's dead, so she's not a factor anymore. He doesn't get to use his she's my friend excuse since she doesn't exist anymore. He had us cry for a couple days. He gets to be done with mourning her already. There's no need for him to go to her funeral since I wouldn't want her at his. Oh my God, bitch, you hate her. Him, her husband, and my sisters are calling me an insensitive asshole over this, all saying that there was no romantic aspect to their relationship and that I'm heartless. Her husband went so far as calling me a ghoul for how I've reacted. This is a lot. I've never felt their relationship was appropriate, and I hid that for years because I wanted to be with my husband. Now that she's gone, I don't feel like I should hide it anymore. I can speak freely. 1 in the chat if you think that she is the asshole. 2 in the chat if she's not the asshole. First of all, I'm going to say this. This girl, she's a 3. I would have been out of this situation so fast. By the way, by a 3, I meant a 3 in the scenario I gave you earlier. There's no way that she was like, I like this guy so much, I'm going to drag my balls through glass, like just to see this through. Like, no. I think she probably was in competition with the other woman somehow, and she lost. Now that the woman has passed away, like this is crazy. Now that she's passed away, if she doesn't let her husband go to this funeral, he will resent her forever or leave her. She's passed away. The competition is over. There was obviously some competition here. You can hear it in every single sentence that she's typing in here. I think she's the asshole because why not just let him go to the funeral and move on? But the other thing is, you know what's crazy about this? She was in competition with this woman for the entire 10 years of their relationship. And even now, though she has passed, her husband's never going to forget this woman. Like, her memory is going to live on, and it's going to feel just as strong and just as slighting as when they were actually together getting lunches together. You set yourself up for failure here. I would have never put myself in this situation, bro. If you knew you were the type to be upset over this, I would never put myself in this. But also, there's some people that like wouldn't be intimidated by this other woman and be like, yeah, let's be friends. I'll be friends with her husband. Like, I'm fine with this. This is fun. More friends for the whole family. But she clearly wasn't that type of person. What the fuck were you doing? You know what? Yeah, you're the asshole. You should have never done this. It's not to say that like she's not having a tough experience, but like, bro, I thought it was rough when the husband said you signed up for this. Actually, and I kind of want to like cop out because somebody said that there was an other option, that everyone's the asshole. I would actually agree with that. Okay. Guys, we have another one. This one has a big red parenthesis around it in my doc, which means it's intense. So let's check it out. Me, a 24-year-old man with my girlfriend, a 32-year-old female of 2 years, moved in 6 months ago, and I am disgusted by a secret she's been keeping. She is, or was, a fantastic woman, and I am in love with her. We have always been able to work arguments out and have had a fantastic time together. She loves me, and we have talked about marriage sometime soon. About 6 months ago, we decided to give moving in a try and see if we were compatible living together. Oh my God, is she messy? It was great until last weekend when I discovered something that she has been keeping from me that is a deal breaker. She is... Ah! We are both Caucasian, but we have a very diverse upbringing. She grew up without knowing her father and wait, hold on. Chat! Assistance! 1 in the chat if you thought it was going to be way more tame than that. 2 in the chat if you thought it was going to be something crazy. That was the last. I was not expecting that. Okay, honestly, if I'm being frank, like I immediately went to like, oh, she's like pooping in a bucket or like peeing in a bottle or something. And like, I don't know, just, I have no idea. I was like, she probably is doing something like really disgusting. She grew up without knowing her father and had a Hispanic stepfather and has a half sibling from that marriage. I grew up in Sacramento and have a lot of friends of all races. Personally, I don't have a racist bone in my body, but she clearly does. She doesn't know that I know. Oh my God, they moved in together. This is what I know and how I know it. Oh yeah, she let me use her laptop last weekend because mine was being repaired. I needed to research something for work, and she either wanted me to see this or she forgot about it. Ooh, like just testing to see if he'd be down. She left for work and had left up a browser, and it was some weird blog full of racist rants. I was trying not to jump to conclusions, but my curiosity snooping got the best of me, and I looked at her history and bookmarks. What I saw was mortifying, and I felt physically ill. I've had a week to process this, and I know I need to bring it up. I just don't know how. How do you bring it up? Chat, what is a good line, a good icebreaker to probe and see if your partner is racist? I'm so sorry. Do you like black people? That would just have to be my go-to. I would just have to spit it out. Ask if they have diverse friends. Hey, so I saw the insert tab name was open. Do you want to explain that? Oh my God, ask if she wants to watch Black Panther. You are diabolical. That's a good one. This could very well be the end of the relationship. Part of me hopes that she is interested in what these kinds of people think, but how likely is that? 0. It's so wrong on so many levels, and I don't see myself with someone like this. Has anyone ever been in a similar situation? Nope. And how did you handle it? Well, wait a minute. I'm jumping the gun on that, but I didn't realize that my ex might have been racist until like 10 years later. Like, you actually live watched me process that, maybe on the podcast. I don't know. The chick's a racist. Like, she's a racist. She bookmarked it. This wasn't like her scrolling on TikTok and I'm like, wow, let me see how crazy these people are being today and I'm going to keep scrolling. Like, no, she interacted with it. She favorited it. She bookmarked. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she was actually dating a guy that was much younger too, because she was going to indoctrinate him into some of this stuff, you know, like a guy that's 30 or so probably is pretty firm in his beliefs, but she probably thought this guy was younger and maybe he would open up to it at some point. I wouldn't be surprised. And obviously the age gap is not the issue here. He's an adult. He's 24 years old. However, that is weird. I'm 32. I could not, 24, no. Did they break up?
If I seem to be getting smaller, it's because I'm leaving!